Hello and welcome to another video review brought to you by yours truly, Thorazine. Today we're going to be taking a look at another Mortal Kombat figure by the way of Scorpion from the Mortal Kombat 9 subline by Jazewares. This is a 4-inch figure, as you can see by comparison with the Marvel Universe and standard G.I. Joe figure. It is pretty similar in height to the 3 3/4 inch scale that most of us have become accustomed to. Let's get these guys out of the way here. This is a rather nice improvement over the classic Ninja design. As you can see, not quite so plain. Quite a bit more molded detail throughout the figure. Quality seems to be slightly better on this guy than the classic Ninja set and the classic Ninja figures. As you can see, like I said, there's quite a bit of molded detail into the figure. You got spikes along the shin, the skulls in the knee, all this in here through the torso. You even see some sculpted design into the black area there, which is kind of neat. It's nice to see the Jazewares is paying a little bit of attention to the detail. I know the classic Ninjas did get a lot of flack for being kind of plain, but that is kind of in their original character design from the Mortal Kombat 1 through trilogy games. They were all pretty much just plain ninjas and recolors of each other. But that's enough about them. Let's talk about this figure. This guy did come with a couple of accessories, including a small sword for him to hold. As you can see, it is cast out of a rather rubbery material though. And a spike for him to throw for his signature get over here move. The string did not come with the figure or attached to the spike. This is actually one of the paper ties that Hasbro's using on their Transformer figures now. I just happened to have one laying around and tied it around the loop at the end of the kind of arrowhead here. I thought it looked kind of nice, and I really didn't feel like untying it for the review and then tying it back on. As you can see, he does hold the spike rather nicely, and the kind of paper twisty does kind of wrap around the body nicely, giving it almost like a in motion sensation. The sword, on the other hand, is a little bit more of a pain in the butt to get into the hands. I had to use a slight twisting motion and quite a bit of force to get it in there the first time. It didn't seem so bad the second time. He also has the swords there molded onto his back, but they do not come off in any manner. Let's go ahead and take a look at the articulation on this guy now. The feet are hinged, which allow you to move the foot up and down. There's also a swivel point that allows for 360-degree rotation at the ankle. The knee is single hinged, allowing for roughly 90 degrees of motion there, as well as 360-degree rotation in the knee also. The hip is ball jointed, which allows for roughly 90 degrees of lateral motion, and about the same in the forward motion. Also allows for 360-degree rotation of the leg at the hip. The hand is attached with the typical peg and hole assembly, which allows for 360-degree rotation there at the wrist. The elbow is single hinged, allowing for 90 degrees of motion there, as well as 360-degree rotation. The shoulder has the typical ball hinge that you would find on most 3 3/4 inch figures, which allows for about 90 degrees of lateral motion, as well as 360-degree rotation there at the shoulder. The head is attached with the ball joint, which allows you to move the head forward and backwards, as well as tilt it slightly to the side, and turn the head from side to side. You do get a 360-degree rotation there out of the ball joint. All in all, not a bad figure. A huge improvement over the classic Scorpion figure by way of the amount of molded detail, and the quality does seem to be a bit better. And as I say that, the figure falls apart in my hand. This does pop right back in. not a big deal. Final thoughts on this figure. I like it. I like it a lot. I didn't play Mortal Kombat much past the Mortal Kombat trilogy game, so I'm not as familiar with the character aesthetic from the later games, but it is a nice take on a classic character from the Mortal Kombat universe. The molded detail is a huge plus. I like the idea of the ninjas having more of a personality rather than just being simple recolors of the same kind of animation model. Recommendation, if you can find it at a price you like, get it. Retail is about $10 on these figures. For me, definitely worth it. One thing to note is that these figures do not come with a peg hole in the bottom of the foot, which is pretty standard. I did add this during one of my first attempts at customizing, if you will. I'm a sucker for having my figures on stands, and because I don't like them to fall over. So if you notice the peg holes on here, they are not standard issue from Jazewares. I did have to drill them into the feet on my own, which wasn't a hard task. And as you can see, it does add a little bit to the character to have him sitting on a figure stand. In my eyes, a huge improvement there. Something that Jazewares, if you're listening, take note, drill a little hole in the feet. All joking aside, thank you for watching. This has been another video review brought to you by yours truly, Thorazine. Tune in again when we'll be talking about, you guessed it, some more toys.